Sagittarius, boundless spirit, can we just acknowledge the vastness for a moment? Let the noise of the world outside continue its chatter, but right here in this space, let us venture into the profound. There is a sacred truth moving toward you, something ancient and deeply liberating, and it asks not for your immediate flight but for your unwavering focus. This is not a message that arrives with a map. It is a cosmic whisper that has been circling your adventurous spirit, waiting for a moment of stillness like this one. A moment when you could finally feel its truth in your deepest wisdom. You did not find your way here by accident. You were not led by a fleeting impulse but by a subtle pull from the deepest part of your own quest. A lifetime of seeking higher truth, of exploring unknown paths, of inspiring others with your unwavering optimism, all of it has been seen. And it has created a resonance, a frequency, that has called this message directly to you. Perhaps you have felt it already, like a quiet stirring in your soul, a sense of deep, knowing that something profound is preparing to embrace you. You are right to feel it, because the universe is leaning in Sagittarius not to ground you, but to finally meet you where your spirit truly roams. This space we are sharing was created for souls just like yours, the truth-seeking explorers, the inspiring visionaries, the adventurous pioneers in a world that often plays it safe. And if these words feel like they are speaking to a part of you that has long felt restless, then I invite you to become a part of this unfolding. Your energy is a sacred contribution. By taking a moment to like this video, you are not just clicking a button, you are sending a ripple of resonance out into the world. When you subscribe to Cosmic Treasure, you are joining a circle of souls who are all learning to listen to that inner guide. And when you are moved to share this, you are becoming a beacon for another heart who may need this liberating light. To anchor your own intention here today, you might simply write in the comments, "I am ready to explore." Because that simple declaration spoken from your heart tells the universe that your spirit is open and your time for profound, purposeful expansion has finally come. There is a story often told in the quiet corners of the spirit, a story of divine timing. We are taught to wait for the grand adventure, for a sign so clear it cannot be denied. But Sagittarius, what if the journey you have been waiting for is not in a distant map, but in the intuitive knowing you have been living with? What if the pause that has surrounded you was not a delay, but a preparation? You who are ruled by TC, the ever-expanding grace of Jupiter, understand the rhythm of growth. You know that an arrow does not force its way to the target. It waits for the right conditions, for the clarity for the aim. It waits in quiet knowing. And you have been waiting, haven't you? In a deep and patient stillness, often questioning if you should be moving on. But perhaps, just perhaps, that stillness has served its season. Lately, that quiet has been stirred by something more. You have seen it in the numbers that seem to follow you, appearing on clocks and receipts like gentle whispers from the divine. Perhaps 333, a number that hums with the energy of sacred guidance and expansion. You have felt it in visions that feel more like vivid future memories, or perhaps echoes from your adventurous ancestral line, leaving a taste of inspired foresight on your tongue when you awaken. You have known it in the sudden flash of insight that crosses your mind, when there is no apparent reason, a signal from the unseen world that you are not alone. These are not coincidences, dear soul. This is the universe speaking to you in its own secret language, a language your spirit has always understood. Think of the old stories not as myths but as soul blueprints. Think of Moses, who, filled with doubt, led his people through the wilderness, guided by a faith in an unseen promise. His journey was not about immediate comfort, but about a relentless pursuit of a higher truth and a promised land. Or Joan of Arc, who, with unwavering conviction, stood for her truth and followed her inner guidance even when it meant challenging the world around her. She didn't wait for perfect clarity. She simply knew her mission and pursued it with courageous faith. They both learned the truth that is now arriving for you. Divine timing does not wait until we feel perfectly prepared for the vast journey. It arrives when the heavens decide the moment is holy for your next great quest. You know the weight of philosophical indecision, Sagittarius. You hold every possibility in your expansive mind, feeling the texture of every truth, weighing freedom and responsibility in equal measure. But there comes a time when all that careful seeking must make way for a simple, quiet trust. The pull you feel in your heart right now, that gentle but insistent tug, it is not panic. It is divine insistence. It is a holy invitation, a pressure from the universe that is not meant to limit you, but to tenderly open you to a deeper purpose. The world teaches us to delay our own becoming. It tells us to wait until every adventure is mapped, every truth is confirmed, every fear is conquered. But what if the divine is not asking for your perfected journey? What if it is only asking for your beautiful, expansive presence? What if the breakthrough you have been praying for is not wrapped in a grand revelation, but in a subtle redirection that feels strangely sacred? Perhaps it shows up as a clarifying conversation that finally aligns your vision with practical steps. Perhaps it is a door that opens just a crack, an offer that seems too small to matter, but it is the one that leads you into a new world of meaningful exploration. If you turn away now, if you dim the light of your own knowing one more time, you may miss the very miracle that has been hiding in the quiet corners of your everyday quest. You are being called back into a new kind of alignment. Not the old alignment where freedom meant endlessly chasing the next horizon to avoid commitment. This is a deeper, truer balance where your own soul sets the rhythm and your life gently learns to follow its lead. The season of restless wandering is over. The signs have spoken in their quiet tongue. All that remains is your gentle response. So let me ask you with all the earnestness in my heart, what have you been delaying? Not because it was the wrong choice, but because you did not feel you were courageous enough to fully commit to it. What inner path have you left unexplored simply because no one else gave you the permission you thought you needed to walk through it? You do not need to wait for the divine to thunder its truth from the heavens. It is already humming beneath your skin like a quiet, sacred drum. Your turning point will not crash into your life with fireworks and noise. It will arrive in the stillness, in the sacred moment, when you finally whisper yes into your own silence. And what if that yes does not just shift your own world, but also gently redirects the path of someone you inspire? Remember, destiny rarely moves in isolation. When you rise into your own truth, someone nearby feels the ground beneath them become a little more steady, a little more confident. When you answer the pull of your own spirit, you unknowingly light the way for another soul who is still wandering in the dark. You have carried this question in your heart long enough. The doorway is open, the invitation has been sent, and now it waits only for your heart's reply. There is a kind of freedom that is not freedom at all. It is the deep focus that conceals a quiet restlessness. For you, Sagittarius, a soul wired for deep exploration, for truth-seeking, for the relentless pursuit of meaningful wisdom, that focus can often become a mask for an inner quest you carry with a grace that few can see. For years, you have likely carried the unspoken philosophical burdens of others upon your expansive heart. You have swallowed your own doubts to keep the adventurous currents of your community smooth. You have sealed your own pain behind bright eyes and a ready smile becoming the steady beacon of optimism so that everyone else could feel inspired. But no one sees the toll it takes to be the constant visionary. No one except the universe. It has seen every moment. And now something divine is asking you to gently step out of that inherited optimism. Not to create conflict, but to finally release the deeper truth that will set generations of your lineage free. You are standing at a sacred turning point, a moment where the optimism that once felt like safety is ready to be transformed into a truth that heals. The worn-out patterns of chasing the next thing, of intellectualizing pain, of quiet restlessness that have been passed down through blood and memory, they are coming to a gentle halt because you, with your quiet visionary strength, are choosing to say, "This pattern stops with me." Perhaps no one ever gave you the space to speak your full truth. Perhaps in your family, speaking your truth felt dangerous, like a blunt arrow that might become a storm. But now, Sagittarius, that silence is no longer a form of protection. It has become a gentle gatekeeper standing before the very healing your soul came here to initiate. Think of Joan of Arc again, not as a distant figure in a holy book, but as a symbol of your own embodied courage. She did not step into battle because she craved attention or power. She walked through that door because the cost of her silence had become too great to bear threatening her people's truth. Like her, you are standing at a sacred edge. You do not need a throne. You do not need permission. You do not even need everyone around you to understand. What you need is the deep-rooted wisdom to say, "This is not my philosophical burden to carry anymore. I will not keep this unresolved quest alive in my family by staying quiet about it." When you do this, you are not just healing your present self. You are gently rewriting the adventurous blueprint of your entire lineage. And yes, that is a profound responsibility, but it is also the purest form of release. What if your voice spoken with love and vulnerability does not break what has been built, but finally allows what was always meant to grow to take root? What if your gentle no is the most loving yes your inner explorer has ever needed to hear? What if your quiet honesty is the very ancestral courage that no one before you knew how to access? So here is a gentle invitation. Find a quiet moment, a pen and a piece of paper. Breathe slowly, deeply into your belly, feeling your connection to your courageous core. And then begin to write down every truth you have tucked away in the hidden corners of your heart. Every moment, you rehearsed a profound insight in your mind, but never let it pass your lips. Every wave of philosophical knowing that burned in your chest but dissolved behind a forced smile. Let them spill onto the page without judgment. Let them breathe in the gentle light of your own awareness. And when your spirit feels ready, choose one of those truths and speak it aloud, even if it is just a whisper to your own reflection in the mirror. That single, simple act can shake something loose in your energetic field, like a gentle tremor deep beneath the soil that signals a coming spring. And the next time someone crosses a boundary, a line that you have always allowed to be blurred, try this. Pause. Take a breath that roots you into your adventurous ground. And with a calm, steady voice, simply say, no. No anger, no apology, just the quiet firmness of your own clarity. Each time you do this, you send a healing ripple through your body's memory, through your family's story, and through the energetic field of all who will come after you. Remember, true healing does not always arrive with a loud crash, but it always arrives with truth. And your truth offered gently but without wavering may be the holiest gift you have ever given both to yourself and to those who are still waiting for you to lead the way. Every season of a life holds a sacred window, a brief and potent opening when the energies of the universe align, just so making space for a profound shift. For you, Sagittarius, the next 48 days are holding just such an energy. You have felt it, haven't you? A quiet stirring in your adventurous spirit, a sense that the horizon is vast and something new is wanting to expand. And yet, a thick fog of hesitation may be drifting in, holding you back from planting the seeds of your becoming. But what if I told you that this fog of doubt does not truly belong to you? What if the weight you are feeling is not your own confusion, but a gentle resistance from old patterns of avoidance that are afraid of your newfound clarity? What if this delay is not a sign of your own weakness, but simply the world's noise attempting to distract you from this sacred moment of your own power? So often we wait for the perfect moment to arrive, like a grand announcement, expecting fireworks in the sky, a booming voice from the heavens. But destiny almost never knocks on the door so loudly. It stirs within us through gentle urges, through repeated nudges from our intuition, through a quiet pull that we can feel deep in our bones. And Sagittarius, those whispers that have been surrounding you, they are not just whispers anymore. They have grown into a clear and loving call. You have been seeing the angel numbers. Your inner knowing, that deep gut feeling that guides you, has sharpened into a reliable compass. You can sense a doorway standing open just beyond the veil of your everyday reality. And now, all that is left is your willingness to gently step across the threshold. If you act Sagittarius, if you take even one small, heart-centered step forward in the direction of your heart's true calling, the entire energy around your life will begin to shift in response. In that moment of beautiful alignment, 4 sacred blessings will begin to move gently toward your shore. First, a doorway of expansive opportunity and purposeful abundance will open around your ventures. This may appear as a new and unexpected avenue for growth, an overdue recognition for your efforts, or an inspiring resource that seems to arrive from out of nowhere. But please know this is not a random stroke of luck. It is the universe responding to your choice to honor your own truth and move forward. It is a reflection of your own readiness to feel supported in your grander vision. Second, a person will gently cross your path at the exact moment you need them most. This soul may bring with them a piece of profound wisdom, a timely opportunity for collaboration on a grand project, or simply the liberating comfort of being truly seen and understood on a philosophical level. They are no accident. They are a part of the divine design that is unfolding for you now. Third, something in your life may quietly fall away. It could be an old limiting belief, a commitment you held on to from the past, or a situation that has long outlived its purpose in your journey. At first, it may feel like a loss, a bittersweet release, but in truth, it is your liberation. Do not chase after it. Let it go with grace. Its absence is creating the sacred space for your next beautiful chapter of exploration to begin. And fourth, your own higher senses will begin to awaken more fully than ever before. You may notice your intuition becoming sharper, your visions deepening, or your dreams becoming more vivid and filled with gentle guidance that speaks directly to your soul's quest. These are not just mystical gifts. They are the sacred tools you will need to navigate the beautiful path that is now opening before you. Let yourself sit with this gentle heart. You are not being punished for the times you paused, for the seasons you wandered without clear aim. You are simply being invited to move in a different way now. And to do that, you will need to support your body, your mind, and your energy field with gentle intention and loving care. Begin by tuning into the rhythms of Jupiter. When Jupiter is in fiery Aries, it is a time for bold, new, heart-centered expansion. When it is in visionary Pisces, it is a time for deep insight and intuitive seeking. These are not just events in the sky. They are energetic waves that flow in perfect harmony with your soul's natural rhythm, guiding your adventurous tides. Take some quiet time to revisit the stories you hold about freedom and commitment. What beliefs did you inherit about expansion, about your own potential, about what it means to feel truly liberated and secure? Your lived experience will always gently echo your deepest beliefs. So it is time to shift the pattern from the inside out. Try journaling affirmations that feel true in your body, such as "I am worthy of boundless expansion and the deep, purposeful freedom that comes with it," or "Opportunities flow to me with gentle ease and divine intention, creating a vast horizon for my dreams." Let these truths become the new language of your nervous system. Do not overlook the subtle power of color. The regal hues of royal purple and gold connect deeply to your Jupiterian nature, helping to expand and illuminate your visionary field. Vibrant, fiery reds encourage bold self-expression and courageous action. Wear these colors. Place them in your home. Let their gentle energy be a constant reminder of your sacred alignment and your inherent need for purposeful exploration. And as you step into this fuller, more authentic version of yourself, carry this truth in your heart when the old fears try to slow you down. Delay is the echo of an old story, but gentle movement is the mark of a soul that is ready to come home to itself. You already hold the key, Sagittarius. All that remains is the turning of your hand. There is something so quietly powerful about the way you hold yourself in the midst of uncertainty, Sagittarius. While others may spiral into anxiety or scatter their energy in a panic, you have a way of sinking deeper into your purposeful core. Not because you are absent or passive, but because you are deeply and profoundly anchored in your truths. That incredible strength is not an accident. It is a form of divine intelligence that was woven into the very fabric of your spirit. The truth is, your soul's blueprint was etched with the virtues of profound wisdom, expansive vision, and a calm, unwavering optimism. You are not simply someone who keeps the peace. You are someone who holds the philosophical foundation steady while the storm passes over. You are ruled by Jupiter not just in the realms of intuition and broad perspective, but in a soul-deep knowing, in the ability to feel the true pulse beneath the surface of things. You sense when a philosophical energy is off balance. You make the subtle adjustments that others do not even notice. That is why you so often find yourself in the center of challenging ideological dynamics, unresolved ancestral quests, or tense environments where no one else seems to know how to navigate the complexities. It is not because you are cursed, Sagittarius. It is because you are equipped. Your very presence has the power to shift the energy of a room. Your quiet knowing illuminates more than you will ever realize. And though people may never name it, though they may never thank you for the invisible visionary work you do, the divine sees it all. Souls who carry this kind of sacred assignment often feel the gentle ache of loneliness. Not because they are truly alone, but because their path asks for a depth of philosophical and energetic strength that few around them have yet cultivated. You may have asked yourself 1,000 times why you always seem to be the one who seeks the higher truth first, who takes a breath before reacting, who holds the vision when everyone else is spinning out of control. But there is a divine power in that steadiness. It is the same grounded strength that Moses, a prophet and leader, embodied so long ago. He was a wise and inspiring guide who led his people with both strength and purpose, never shying away from seeking the promised land for his tribe. You carry that same sacred essence within you now. Souls like yours walk closely with Archangel Gabriel, whose name means God is my strength. Gabriel brings clarity, guides insightful souls, and helps in nurturing new beginnings. And when you take just 15 seconds in the quiet of the morning to close your eyes, breathe deeply and whisper, "Gabriel, clarify my truth and strengthen my heart's voice," something sacred shifts within your energetic field. Your nervous system steadies. Your thoughts come home to your heart, and your light, quiet but unwavering, begins to rise. You begin to remember that you have never ever been walking this path alone. You are part of a woven lineage of truth keepers, guardians of philosophical peace, whose purpose stretches far beyond what can be measured by worldly applause. Even Joan of Arc, clear-spoken and steady in a world of uncertainty, chose conviction, alignment, and devotion when everything else around her was falling apart. She did not rage against her fate. She did not beg for a fairer path. She simply aligned herself with a higher, quieter truth, honoring her lineage and her chosen family. And from that one simple act of faith, a legacy of grace unfolded. You carry that same imprint, Sagittarius. The choices you make, especially the quiet ones that are rooted in your own integrity and deep quest, are shaping a future that your family and your soul tribe will one day rise up to bless. So try this the next time you feel torn between softening your truth to make someone else comfortable and honoring what you know to be real for your heart. Pause, place a hand on your heart, and ask, what truth wants to be lived through me in this moment? Write it down. Let that question become your compass. Because this journey is not about being accepted by everyone. It is about being deeply aligned with your own soul. And if today you are feeling misunderstood or heavy from the burden of always being the one who holds it all together philosophically, please remember this: you are not the only one. There are others just like you across generations and continents and soul constellations who were wired in the exact same way. They are the unseen visionary anchors, the quiet guardians who are keeping this world from tipping too far into dogma. You are a part of that sacred thread. You do not just preserve the calm. You shape reality with the steady, gentle light of your soul. And that is a power far greater than the loud world will ever know how to measure. There is a quiet storm stirring in the hearts of many Sagittarius souls right now. A deep and sacred conflict between the lifelong habit of exploring every external horizon and the soul's deep yearning to honor its own vulnerable core truth. You have worn the armor of optimism and boundless freedom for so long, so gracefully, that you sometimes forget what your own heart has been longing to say. But real freedom, the kind that settles deep in your bones, does not come from avoiding commitment. It comes from gently releasing what no longer belongs in your body, in your energy, and in your life. It might feel safer to keep pursuing the next grand idea than to disturb the philosophical field around you. It may seem easier to agree when you disagree to compromise, when you feel unheard to confront nothing in the name of boundless possibility. But that perceived safety comes at a cost. When you press your own truth down for long enough, your own inner voice begins to blur. Your true quest stays buried beneath the quests of others. Your own dreams fall dormant in the name of keeping everything and everyone else moving freely. But your spirit, Sagittarius, was not meant to shrink. It was made to stand tall, rooted in what is real and true for your adventurous heart. Energetically, your throat chakra, the fifth energy center in your body, is the wellspring of your authentic expression, your wisdom, your truth, and your soul's highest teachings. When this sacred center becomes blocked or imbalanced from years of unspoken insights or absorbed philosophies, you may feel misunderstood, unsure of what you truly believe, or cut off from your own inner teacher. The color of royal blue, or a clear sapphire blue, connects powerfully to this chakra, sending a gentle invitation for your true wisdom to rise safely to the surface. Something as simple as wearing this hue, lighting a candle in its warm shade, or even painting with it, can begin to unlock what has been sleeping inside you for too long. It is more than just a color. It is a signal to your soul that you are finally ready to speak your truth. This is not about creating conflict or seeking out confrontation. It is about choosing with gentle intention to stop disappearing from your own life. And that journey begins in the still, sacred space where you meet yourself with complete and loving honesty. Ask yourself this question: what are 5 truths you have been too afraid to fully feel or express? The ones that feel heavy in your chest, the ones that are quiet and buried but are still breathing. Write them down. Look at them without an ounce of judgment. You do not have to act on them just yet. But simply naming them is how you stop the slow, unconscious drift of self-abandonment. Even saying, "I believe this differently" just once a week is an act of sacred rebellion against the old patterns. It tells the universe, and more importantly, it tells yourself, "I am here. My voice matters. My energy belongs in this world just as it is." And with time, the guilt of not fitting perfectly into someone else's grand vision begins to fade. You start to retrieve all the beautiful energy you once gave away, trying to keep everything expansive for others. That energy is now yours to keep yours, to build a life that is a true mirror of your own values, your own vision, and your own sacred truth. In healing work, we often speak of false freedom as a survival strategy, a shield we built as children to avoid commitment-perceived limitation or the fear of being truly known. But you are no longer that child. You are a grown soul, now evolving with every breath with full and divine permission to speak, to feel, and to move in a new direction that honors who you have become. The deepest healing does not come from trying to reshape your outer world to fit your old self. It comes from creating a profound sense of safety inside yourself to finally gently tell the truth. Your truth is not something to be feared. It is a river. And when a river is dammed for too long, the pressure builds until it eventually crashes through. But when you let it move gently through your words, through your boundaries, through your art and your pursuit of wisdom, you begin to breathe fully again. You begin to laugh without effort, to live without pretending, and to love without shrinking. So perhaps this is your gentle invitation, not to set fires but to carry a flame, not to shout but to speak. Not to fight, but to say with a calm and rooted certainty, "This is who I am, and I am allowed to be here." Because when you choose to be honest with yourself, Sagittarius, peace stops being a visitor that comes and goes. It becomes your true home, and from that deeply rooted place, real miracles finally begin to grow. Sagittarius, if you have stayed with this message this far, it is because something deep and true inside you is waking up. You did not land in this space by chance. The timing of this message has been circling your energy field like a gentle satellite, waiting for the moment you would be ready to open to its light. Because your becoming cannot wait any longer. There is a profound shift happening inside you. You have felt it, a kind of sacred pull, a quiet knowing that tugs at the very center of your being. You are standing on the bridge between the journey you have known and the quest you were always meant to claim. And that bridge begins with one simple choice: to remember that the key to that new life has been in your hand all along. You were never built to blend in. You were never meant to shrink to fit the shape of someone else's world. You were carved from divine intention with expansive wisdom in your bones and radiant purpose in your every breath. Your very existence is the evidence that creation makes no mistakes. It is time to rise, Sagittarius. Not because the path ahead is perfectly clear, but because your spirit is finally ready. You are being called now to become the gentle guardian of your own quest, to stop waiting for permission from the outside world, and to start walking as if the door has already opened for you, because it has. Every affirmation you have whispered in the dark, every truth you have championed behind closed doors, every single time you chose to have faith when logic told you to give up, it has all been witnessed. The universe took note. And now the gate to your next chapter is standing wide open. But here is the truth that is so often forgotten: miracles do not respond to wishing. They respond to gentle, intentional motion. It is not enough to simply receive this truth in your mind. You must begin to live as if it is already real. Speak the words of your new reality. Take the small, heart-centered step. Gently close the door on what is no longer for you. Say the prayer of gratitude for what is already on its way. Write your new truth down and walk in its light daily until the universe has no choice but to shift and meet your new frequency. So I invite you now to declare it not with force, but with a deep, quiet resolve in your spirit. Comment 777 below to mark this sacred moment as your point of activation. That number is not random. It is a divine sequence, a gentle echo back to the cosmos that says, I am ready, I am present, I am aligned. If something in your soul is stirring right now, if you can feel the ground beneath you rumble ever so slightly as if something sacred is rising up to meet you, then like this video as a way to honor that beautiful awakening. And if you are ready to walk forward, not alone but with a community of other souls who are also rising, subscribe to Cosmic Treasure and join a space where your journey is understood and honored. Remember, the most powerful shifts in our lives do not always roar. They arrive in a moment of quiet resolve, in the single breath that says, it is time. And so I leave you with this blessing, gentle heart. May you have the tenderness to be honest with yourself. May you have the courage to release what is heavy. And may you have the deep, quiet trust to walk forward even when the path ahead still feels hidden from your view. You are the key holder, Sagittarius. And the key, it has been in your hand the entire time. Now, will you gently turn the lock and allow your adventurous spirit to soar freely